What people don't realize about epilepsy is that it's different for every person. You never know what's gonna trigger it. You never know what's gonna help, what's gonna make it worse. And it's just a consistent game of just playing the figure it out all the time. My name is Heather, and my son James is epileptic. He has seizures at school, he's had seizures during gym class, he has seizures when we're in the car. The epilepsy affects our ability to go out as a family and what we can do as a family. It takes over every aspect of our life. I want him to be a kid. I want him to experience his childhood while he's still a child. And with this diagnosis, we haven't been able to do that in a really long time. I wish that his epilepsy responded to medication. Unfortunately, we haven't had a lot of success with it. We've been through 8 medications so far.
Just me having difficult times, it has my family having difficult times. So I had a seizure and I fell on top of my baby brother. I felt so guilty of him getting hurt because my seizures were affecting him.
So we first heard about VNS Therapy when we ended up in the hospital in September of 2022, but it really wasn't until March of 2023 that it became a real possibility. We had a fantastic neurologist that talked to us and basically gave us the reality of the situation. He told us, it may take 6 months to a year to hit optimal therapy, and that, it's all about the communication, that there's a lot of flexibility with it, that there's a lot of adjustments that can be made.
I'm a little nervous about VNS therapy. At the same time, I want it to surprise me, I guess. If it can stop my seizures, that'd be amazing. That's the surprise I kind of want.
You keep your head up, you find the positives. You don't let it beat you. Every day, you find the good in what you can. There's something that's going to come that's positive out of this experience in our life. We just don't know what it is yet, and we're just gonna keep moving forward because that's all you can do. So it's been about 11 months since we spoke last. Before James had VNS surgery, he was on about 4 different kinds of medications. At that point, he was still having seizures every day. So James got the surgery in June, and it wasn't until November that we really got a handle on his seizures. After we got the surgery, they said that they wanted to wait 2 weeks, give his body some time to actually adjust to after having surgery. After James had his machine turned on at the first visit 2 weeks after, we went in a week later and they did a scheduled programming, and it was set to increase 1 full dose every 2 weeks for the next 4 weeks. And then when we went back in after a month, they were able to go back and look at the information on the screen. They were able to adjust the timing, how often it could be set off. I believe at that time they also increased 1 full dose again, just to kind of find the sweet spot for James. So the scheduled programming was really convenient for us as a family. It saved James not having to miss school. It saved me not missing work. And then we were able to communicate with the school nurse in order to let her know, hey, his device is gonna increase today. Just let the teachers know and let us know if there's anything going on. And it was in November that we finally saw the first real results of the VNS, where the frequency is down and his life has become night and day with the frequency and how he's just changed as a person.
I've been able to play sports, get good sleep, play video games. I've been able to do the stuff that I wanted to do now that I couldn't back then because of my seizures. So now that my seizures are reduced, I'm able to build up my strength, my stamina, my durability, my speed. I'm able to think better. I can remember more things.
The biggest side effect we noticed was the device sits by James's vocal cords and it would vibrate them, making him sound robotic, but James thought that was really cool. I would say at this point, it's pretty much diminished. I haven't heard it. I think his body has pretty much adapted to it at this point. I knew the VNS therapy had worked when James had regained his desire and his love to play basketball. That was always one of his biggest things. He's always been the sports kid, and the seizures had worn him out. I mean, he looked beat down constantly. He never had enough sleep. He always just wanted to sleep. And it wasn't a typical teenager. It was a truly exhausted just individual. And we could see it working because he had more energy. He was able to get up in the mornings. He wanted to go play basketball. He wanted to do all these things that he couldn't do, or he just didn't have the energy to do. And I would say that was probably for us one of the biggest moments that we knew that it finally, like, it really had impacted his life for the better. He's back to, you know, going and spending time with his friends, maintaining friendships. He can go to the movies. He couldn't go to the movies a year ago because he couldn't watch it without having a seizure. His quality of sleep is better, and sleep is so important. I mean, he's 15 years old. Everything in his life has improved for the better because we now have control of those seizures. We gained independence and confidence and just comfort knowing that James was in a better place than where he started at. Be willing to put yourself out there and try it if you think it's right for you and your family.